You guys thought it was going to be a normal episode of IlluviTalks, and you were dead wrong. It's going to be the best episode of IlluviTalks you've ever listened to in your entire life. Hi, what's up, everybody? My name's Andrew Wall. I'm host and executive producer here at Illuvium. We've got not only this guy right here, Vetemor, on the show, content creator and former council member at Illuvium. What's up, buddy?
It's going good, bro. Just happy to be here.
Perfect. And we've also got Sandro, the biggest content creator in crypto gaming in Germany, dominating that nation. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Thank you for the, what is it in English? Einladung. Invitation.
Invitation. There you go.
Invitation.
And also founder of Mission Crypto. This guy's hustling and creating a Mission Crypto brand and what have you. Good for you, man. I'm glad you're expanding your media business.
Yes,
and of course, we've got a special guest that was unannounced. You know him so well. He's the captain of leaks. In fact, the vice president, galactic VP of leaks, art director, co-founder, insert other titles here. Grant Warwick in the house. What's up, buddy?
And every time it gets me, man. Every time.
What can I do? Here we are, my friends. We've got so much to cover today, and we're going to be reflecting on the transition that happened in the crypto gaming and metaverse industries from 2021 to today, and then looking forward. What do I mean by that? I mean this. We're going to compare 2021 versus 2023 and the lessons that we've learned in this industry. We're going to talk about the importance of game platforms and their role that's going to play in the future of the crypto gaming industry. And then I want to talk about metaverse experiences in this episode. People obsess over technology. What about the effing experience? Steve Jobs is yelling at us from above. Quick disclaimer, nothing we say is advice of any description whatsoever. Did you just see the guys I pulled up on the screen? Why would you ever take advice from us? Just take this episode as a fun, entertaining episode where we're guaranteeing only one thing, that you'll learn at least 2 new technology insights or your money back guaranteed. Okay, friends, are you guys ready to get into this discussion?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're so ready.
It's the worst episode ever.
Let's go.
Awesome. The energy is so good right now. So we were just pulling up, because we're nerds, Google Trends a minute ago and looking at cryptocurrency, looking at the metaverse, virtual reality, non-fungible tokens, artificial intelligence, and just looking at these trends over time. And as you all know, crypto and NFTs spiked in a major way in 2021. And now the big trend, of course, is AI. And that's this purple line here moving up. And so what happened in 2021 was, and this is just my take, and I want to know what you guys think, but people found out about these NFTs. Turns out they were just a bunch of apes and pictures that didn't do much. They found out about this metaverse. Turns out it's just Zuckerberg standing in front of a crappy-looking Eiffel Tower. And they said, you know what? There's not that much there. There's a little there, but not that much there. And they left. And now they're looking at AI as the next big thing and the next big trend. So the question, and I want to kick this over to Vetemor to kick us off. How has the perception of crypto gaming changed from 2021 to 2023? And are those shifts in perception a healthy thing for the space that we're in?
Yeah, so at 2021, it was all very like, this is going to make us a lot of money. That's what the perception was. And let's get into this now while we're early so that we can, ride that pump. And then now the perception is like, either there's like 2 parties. One side is like all of crypto, metaverse, that type of stuff. Like it's either a scam or like it's got to be really high quality to really show us that it isn't a scam. It's very like binary now. It's that or that.
So you have to show the value now in 2023 versus just showing a white paper in 2021 and people dump billions in there. Grant, you're an OG here. You've been around for a while in this space. What is your perception of how do you see the shift in perception changing from metaverse being the hottest thing in the world to it being dead now? And is that shift in perception healthy for the industry?
Well, I agree with Vetemor because when I started, I thought I was being scammed by my brother. So from the very start, I was like, this whole space is absolutely stupid. You know, the idea was we would create just another crappy NFT project like everything else. And as it evolved, I think quality was the thing that we realized had to happen in the space. Until there was something that with quality, it was just always going to be perceived the same. And after seeing the trailers and other games on the award shows we were a part of a couple of weeks ago, I think now people are starting to realize there's still only a handful of projects that can actually deliver on it, but there is stuff happening in the space. It's not just speculation anymore. So I feel like it's a certain amount of legitimacy is here, but we're still a long way to go before concretely proving what people originally set out to do, which was provide an actual use case to onboard people into crypto without them realizing they were being onboarded.
That makes sense. And so in order to do that, and we'll talk later about this, you have to provide great experiences. The technology can't stand on its own. Now, I want to know what you think, Sandro. We're all just English-speaking people over here. Is there a difference in the perception in the German community, or is it more or less the same that we're talking about here? How have you seen that perception shift from 2021 to 2023?
Yeah, I think you can compare what happened in the early 2000s with the dot-com bubble. Everyone was screaming for, oh, the internet is coming, internet, and everything. Every company who said they would do some great stuff with the internet got a lot of money and everything crashed. And I think we saw something similar in the bull run 2021 with the Metaverse bubble. And after the crash, we will see which projects will survive. And for sure, there will be something like Amazon and stuff for the Metaverse part. And for sure, the Germans are much much harder to be excited again for the Metaverse NFT stuff. It's always 1 or 2 years first in America, and then it comes to Germany or Europe. So yeah, at the moment, no one is interested in the Metaverse crypto gaming space. It's a very tough time for me, but my community is very active and strong.
Bad for business if you're in the crypto media industry.
Yeah,
so I just for fun here, I pulled up, I love just doing a good old fashioned YouTube search. And I just typed in Metaverse dead. And everybody has piled on with their take on the metaverse being dead. Millions and millions of views. People are just loving to dunk, like 38 active players, Zuck. I mean, you name it. There's a million, every big influencer in the tech space has dunked on how the metaverse is dead now. So this is a pop-up question for everybody. And that is, did we miss our moment? Like, did we screw it up? Like, we had the chance to be in the limelight as an industry. People showed up and they didn't like what they saw. Was this actually a setback? Getting all this attention and then not delivering the experience that everybody wanted? Or was it a boon because now everybody has the term metaverse on the tip of their tongue? I'm just going to open the floor up on this if you guys have any thoughts about that.
Well, at the very, very start, I did say that Facebook and MySpace were a great reference for like what's happening in this space. If you looked back in the day when MySpace originally started, everyone either loved it as a teenager or hated it and despised the idea and said that this is crazy, this is never going to work. And if you judged it based on that one thing alone, then obviously you'd think that the whole industry is gone. But then social media as an idea has stood the test of time and now blown up well beyond that. And I think that's what is happening in this space. You've got companies like Meta trying to say it's going to be one thing, and they end up looking like a MySpace page created by a 12-year-old. And all it's going to take is a company coming in and doing it correctly to set things right.
Interesting. So for those of you that weren't there for when MySpace launched, it had the right, let's say, tech on the back end, and it had the right idea being in the social media space, but the experience was really terrible. And so are you saying that Facebook took off in Web 2.0 because its experience was better than MySpace, even though the technology was similar?
They had the opportunity to learn from the mistakes of MySpace.
I
So when
see.
something's brand new, how do you know it's wrong? We've done that similarly with Illuvium. You know, we were lucky enough to have other projects to compare to, and we were probably pretty harsh on those in a public setting, but it was a learning experience to learn what do people like about the best projects in the space and what is still left to go. And I think there was just a lot left to go. Like, I'm sure if you looked back on the work Facebook did early in the early days, trying to outdo what MySpace did, it would have been a lot more than people realized. It wasn't just a user interface that they had to change. It was, how do you sign up to the website? All the little details come together, and we're yet to see that in 2023 with crypto and gaming and metaverses.
That makes sense. By the way, Vetemor, people love the hairstyle, the microphone style. So I got to give you the next question. Is it time for crypto games like Illuvium and others to just divorce themselves from the concept of the metaverse, given how now poorly that concept is being received by the public? I mean, if you say metaverse, people think like failure almost. Now, those are almost synonymous. So is it time to just leave that term behind and maybe that idea behind? What are your thoughts?
I mean, Illuvium already has turned their back on the metaverse. I've asked Kieran like over a year ago, like, are we part of the metaverse? And he's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, of course we're not. And the reason why we're not is because Illuvium is its own universe, its own IP. I think the idea of a metaverse, like, as interesting as it sounds, I think we're like potentially like 50 years away from something actually that can integrate everything into one sort of space and with multiple IPs and all of that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense in our current media market. And and then it goes into like, well, what about like the VR space? But that's obviously a separate topic.
Well, I don't know if the VR space is a separate topic. So I was reading some interviews and listening to some interviews by Neil Stephenson, the author of Snow Crash, who invented the idea of the metaverse. And in his idea of it, it's kind of, I think we all kind of intrinsically feel like the metaverse is married to the idea of this immersive 3D experience. And so, in my opinion, and I'd like to know what you think, Sandro, on this one, everybody called what was happening already on the internet metaverse during the metaverse boom to try to benefit from it. And in the process, I feel that they muddied the term metaverse. Even guys like Raoul Powell said, on this Zoom call we're on right now, we're in the metaverse. That's not what people think of the metaverse, right? They're thinking Ready Player One. They're thinking 3D immersive experience. They're thinking quadruple A graphics, right? Or do you think that's right, Sandro, in terms of consumer perception? Or is this live stream we're on right now on Twitter and YouTube the metaverse? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this pretty hard to answer, because what is metaverse? So it's very hard, It's like, is it one metaverse? Are there many metaverse projects? And this is also a topic, it's hard to explain to someone who's not into crypto NFTs what metaverse is, what is Web3. So I think it will take a long time to figure it out what the metaverse actually is. So yeah, I don't know what to say anymore to this topic. Because
until there's a winning technology and a winning experience that shows us what it is, you kind of don't know what it is, right?
Yeah,
and so I feel like we're kind of awaiting remember the mobile wave that happened? iPhone happened and then everything had to go mobile or die. We haven't had that yet in the blockchain, crypto, and what have you experience. But there hasn't been a wave that if you don't catch it, you die. And as it stands right now, metaverse and crypto and blockchain haven't experienced that moment yet. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yes, for sure. And I think the metaverse will happen in different stages. Like, it will take a long time, like the internet. So try to explain people from the 90s how the internet will be like in 30 years. It would have sounded crazy. And I think it will be the same with the metaverse.
The media did go crazy. The media, I remember back in 2021, every article was just so overly hyped. It was causing frustration. Like, one of the issues we have with competing with mainstream gaming is that because there was so much hype and focus around Web3 and all these terms like Metaverse, NFTs, it got wild, right? And it just, the media blew it way out of proportion as to what was possible. And then mainstream's going, this isn't realistic. They're living in reality. They're not riding some crazy bull market wave. And then when things crashed, it was like a big, we told you so. And now we're going to have to deal with that for a while. So the media, especially the crypto media, went really like sensational, over the top with their headlines.
They did, and the proof is not only in the Google Trends. The proof is also in the numbers. You want to talk about that .com bubble. This is a coin market cap snapshot. I love going back and looking at these from November 2021. Not financial advice. And if you look through the list, there's Terra. Anyway, there's look at Axie Infinity here on the list with a $7.9 billion market cap. You want to talk about .com bubble frothiness to push in almost $8 billion into what is essentially like a social mini game on the blockchain. Obviously, there's you want to talk about bubble fuel. There was clearly media bubble fuel. And then Decentraland, another example, $6.6 billion valuation. Just a reminder, everybody, that's more money than it costs to buy Star Wars. Okay, so like this is ridiculous. And there's many other examples. Sandbox is down here with a $3.5 billion valuation. So I think that this just numerical evidence here versus what we're seeing today helps show or prove the point that Sandro was making a moment ago, which was 2021 was the .com bubble, I think, for this space. Anything that had the term metaverse behind it, the media pushed it hard and put in FOMO money into the market. Is that would you say that's fair to say, Sandro?
Yeah, for sure. You can't compare it 100%, but I think with the media and I don't know the English word for it. In German, it's a bit rude. The retail money, like people who are coming in only for the news and
FOMO
the FOMO money,
the bag holders, that's sort of the people call it dumb money bag holders. You heard about it from your barber, all of those types of terms.
How have you? My question for you, Sandro, is how have you kept interest in your community? Because I remember during the hype, channels were getting hundreds of thousands of views on videos and things like that, and then very rapidly those channels were, getting 500 views on a video, 10 comments. It was pretty brutal, and some of the content was getting really good. Some people were starting to learn from mainstream channels, and then it just kind of all got rugged from you guys.
Sandro, you go first, and then I want to know, Vetemor, what are your thoughts on that? Watching the views go down and the engagement, all those numbers that fuel you as a creator go down 60, 70, 80%. How do you keep the motivation going, bro?
It's a good question. I think it's my personal background because I'm not a YouTuber or content creator. I'm self-employed since 2016, doing a lot of e-commerce. And I started the crypto YouTube channel not because I wanted to be a content creator or famous or something. I started the channel because I really think the metaverse will happen, and that crypto gaming will be huge. So, and my opinion wasn't affected by the numbers or my viewers. For sure, it's better if you upload a video and have like a lot of clicks and many comments and stuff. But for me personally, the market crash changed my personal opinion on the topic. And for me, it's like I'm on one side, I'm sad that I lost so much money because I didn't cashed out at the peak of the bull run, so I hold a lot of bags.
Same. I'm holding almost all of my bags.
But
I didn't sell.
But on the other side, I'm also happy that we see this bear market for metaverse, crypto gaming, Web3. because for me personally, no financial advice, but I think it will be a big industry, and now is a good time to buy. No one is interested, and I'm pretty sure they will come again, and then we can take some profits this time.
Not
Hopefully.
financial advice. Vetemor, how do you deal? How do you deal with having your views go down, your engagement go down, the interest go down, and not taking that personally and not letting that demoralize you as a creator?
I mean, the main reason I started making videos was literally just because like I got into the Illuvium community, and it took me like 2 weeks to figure everything out. So I was like, what if I just like made videos sort of explaining it? So I just wanted to share information, and like people really liked it. And then when all the views have sort of gone down, like I don't really care, because I've just like gotten a lot of cool opportunities because of it. I'm here talking to you guys today because of it. Like it's crazy, and like I'm really grateful for that. I just don't make as many videos nowadays because I've got like other responsibilities and stuff. But like I'm just enjoying making videos occasionally when I feel like it, and it not being like a chore or whatever, or like a responsibility to my channel.
That's awesome. That was a great question, Grant. Why don't I give you guys an opportunity to take a sip of water while we thank our sponsor, Illuvium, for this video. Seriously, watch this video and observe the date at the end of the video, because it is a very important date, and we'll be right back. March 7th, March 7th, March 7th. I hope to see everybody here. It's right here on our YouTube channel. We have the Illuvium Beyond launch party. I'm hosting it. We're going to have infinite guests. Vetemor and Sandro, I want you guys to be there. I'll give you the booking link soon. And we're going to be doing disc openings, giveaways, special guests, party, fun, awesome stuff. People are going to be busting open discs, building their collections, and having a great time with our new competitive collection game, Illuvium Beyond. This isn't just some NFT drop, my friends. It's an entire extension of the Illuvium universe. I'm so excited about it, and I'm going to have lots of cheesy fun planned for that. Who knows how long the stream will go? 24 hours, 48 hours, infinity hours? And if we sell certain amounts of discs, there will be rewards for the community that will be unlocked during that launch party that are going to be once in a lifetime opportunities. Am I overselling it? You better believe I am, so you better be there. Perfect. So let's talk about our next topic. Platforms. So right now, I've been on this PlayStation, and I've been on this Xbox before, and I heard about these iPhones and these Google Plays. And there aren't too many crypto games on there. When you take a look at the market, and you take a look at where people are playing games, and this is per financesonline.com, if you look at where users are just in 2020, you're looking at smartphone games with 40% of the market, console games with 28%, downloaded PC games 21%. That's mostly where Illuvium is playing in these markets. Tablet games 9%, and browser PC games 2%. So Illuvium's going to be playing in the downloaded PC games and smartphone games categories, not yet console games. So the reason why I bring this up is these platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, Play Store, App Store, all of that stuff, they're sort of like gatekeepers to the gaming industry. And so I want to kick this over to Grant first. How do you see PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, App Store, and all of these platforms impacting the future of crypto gaming? Do we need these big players, the Steams, the launchers, the mainstream launchers, to be successful and to get that mainstream moment that Illuvium seeks to acquire?
100%. 100%. We have to first partner with Epic Games. I think that'll be our first major partnership because we're obviously distributing through Unreal Engine and we want to be prioritized on the Epic Games store. And that means building an actual functioning relationship with them that isn't trying to do things in a dodgy way, right? Like it's a little bit scary because you see articles coming out about how certain companies refuse to work with crypto. But then again, it's back in a time when there were so many scams. How do you blame these companies for saying no to crypto and things like that? I think once Illuvium
That
is
makes
out,
sense.
you know, once we're out, 100% though, they are the gatekeepers for us. And if a company like Epic Games said no to crypto, or Apple, Samsung, the Play Store said no to, like, how do we get through that? It instantaneously cuts us off from a large group of players. So it's very important we have to do things ethically and in a fair way for the players.
That makes sense. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, Sandro. What do you think? Do we need to, let's say in the next few years, get crypto games onto these major platforms, Steam, Epic Game Launcher, Switch, App Store, etc., in order to reach the level of success we need in the next few years? Or do you think we can kind of grassroots it in a decentralized way? Do you think it'll hamstring us not to be on these big boy platforms?
I think we had this topic before, Andrew, in one talk. You remember? It was about centralization, decentralization, and we also talked about the Web 2, Web 3 gaming space. And I'm the same like Grant. I think it's necessary for every crypto game, Web 3 game to work together with the Web 2 big players like Epic Games and stuff. Because like Illuvium, you want to attract the normal gamer, not only the crypto investing people. So it should be, for the gamer, it should feel like a normal game, you know? This shouldn't be a question, in my opinion. There should, crypto games or Web3 games, I don't know how we should call them, should be in every store and cooperating with every big player.
You know, the reason why I bring it up is I feel like it's easy for us to assume that gaming distribution will remain the same in the future. But as we've seen from the invention of the mobile phone and the mobile wave, that drastically shifted the way that games are distributed. And so this is going to tee up a question for you, Vetemor, that I want to ask. But we did see recent news that there were guts in the XR, AR, VR space. I'm talking Microsoft gutted all their mixed reality teams. Apple says, we're not doing AR glasses. We're not doing that anytime soon. Meta's done huge layoffs. And there's been a massive amount of cutbacks and multi-billion-dollar companies even willing to say the words AR, VR, XR, and Metaverse recently on their shareholder calls, because these are bad words. These are no-no words. And so a lot of people were thinking maybe XR, AR, VR was going to be the next mobile wave that kind of takes us away from the rectangle experiences toward these new innovative experiences. So I got to ask you, Vetemor, is VR still a thing for this space? Or should we say to heck with it and just go with rectangles, baby?
I mean, honestly, it will be a thing. I genuinely believe that, especially AR. That's going to be huge. I think they're like 10, 20 years out. And like right now, like just financially speaking, everyone's just like, we don't need these expenses. This isn't going to make us money in the next 5 years because nothing's happening in the next 5 years. Nobody's got the expendable income to just be buying a VR headset that's going to be outdated in 3 years, and the technology is going to keep progressing in. I don't think that, like, it's just, also, like, I don't know if you guys have ever played VR, but it's jank. It's super jank.
It's
You
so
sort of-
jank.
Yeah, it's kind of terrible, and the resolution. You just get way better experiences on our computers, on our phones even. Honestly, playing on your phone is better than VR in some ways, and that's crazy. So I think augmented reality has like huge use cases, and I think that could be something that takes off, but it's just not cheap enough yet for it to be like on your face for under like a few $100. And so for that reason, I think it's just not really happening in the next 5 to 10 years. It just doesn't make sense.
Grant, I've never brought this up with you, but do you feel like companies have been trying to make VR a thing now for decades? Like, I used to go to gaming conferences in the early aughts, like 15 years ago, and I was putting on VR headsets then and shooting dudes, and they're like, VR's right around the corner. 15 years ago, it was right around the corner. I mean, even the Virtual Boy, when I was 13 years old, Nintendo was getting in on VR then, and it still wasn't a thing. So why do companies keep pouring in millions and billions into this technology, and it just still isn't landing with the market? I mean, we've got really smart people, really great engineers, lots of money. They're trying really hard, and it's just not happening. Why does it keep failing, Grant? Help us understand.
It's the jankiness of the tech. I've got 3 different VR systems here. I've got the Pimax 8K, the Vive Pro, and I've got another one that I don't even remember what it's called. It's meant to be the next big thing. It's like dual 4K OLED screens, and the issue is trying to develop a game in Unreal Engine. They haven't developed Unreal Engine to work with these technologies. So if I try and use a Vive Pro, I've got to hook it up through some weird, dodgy secondary graphics driver. The controls won't work. I've got to use like Oculus Rift controls with the Vive headset. And it's just so many setbacks to actually just making it work. So I've settled on, and Dimitri agrees with this as well, just using an ultra widescreen monitor. So my monitor is like one of those big, massive, 5K monitors. And that, when you're playing Illuvium, that by not having the headset on, having headphones on, so you've got the audio sorted, the brain makes up stuff that you're not seeing on the screen. The brain's very good. Like 90% of what you perceive isn't even there, like in your peripheral. Your brain is just trying to calculate that real time. So when you have a widescreen monitor, that feels better to me than whatever headset I've ever worn, because you get immersed into the game. You've got the horizontal field of view, and I just can't see myself until AR is Matrix level, where you can't see pixels. There's no motion sickness. There's no weight, right? It's like it's a very small device where you can't feel it on your head, and the lag, right? The input lag is as good as a gaming monitor. Like a 1 millisecond, 2 millisecond response time. It's just something feels off about it. So I wish Illuvium was VR, and I wish we had the technology. And I've played Illuvium in VR headsets, and it's cool, but it's a novelty that wears off really, really quickly when your head gets a bit sore. So I just don't see the point yet.
Okay. All right. So I think that was going to be my next topic. Really quick, before we move into the next topic, I want to quickly let everybody know, this is not just a video show. Obviously, everybody on the screen right now, ridiculously good looking. But if you can't handle how good looking we are, then go to illuvium.buzzsprout.com, and you'll have audio edited episodes where you get to hear all of our voices and thoughts and what have you on the go. Go download the episodes there. They're available on every single podcast platform that has ever existed in the universe. Illuvium.buzzsprout.com. Pick your platform and listen to IlluviTalks on the go. And Illuvium Insider is uploaded there. So that brings us to our last topic. Steve Jobs has a famous quote. I'm looking through my article here. I can't find the exact quote, but basically the extent of his quote is to say that you can't just build great technology and expect the customers to come pouring in. You need to have incredible experiences first, and you need to work from the customer experience side backwards to the technology instead of building the technology and then trying to figure out some customer experience to connect to it. But what you just described a minute ago, Grant, kind of explains maybe some of the issues with VR right now. A lot of critics out there, including myself, have said there's not a lot of great VR games, so that's why people are not playing VR. But the tech sucks too. So it's sort of a double whammy. So I want to ask this question. Is the crypto gaming industry too focused on technology versus creating incredible experiences first? What are your thoughts on that, Vetemor?
I'd actually argue that it's not the crypto gaming space. It's the crypto space as a whole. Crypto itself is an amazing technology with amazing potential, and it has no user experience to speak of any kind that's user friendly. If I onboard you today, by the end of the day, you've forgotten how you created your MetaMask. You're not sure how the seed phrase thing works, unless I've explained it to you really well. And then even at that point, who knows about your security? You can get hacked tomorrow. You had no idea that it was a hot wallet and it was being stored on your browser. This is where I actually think that like crypto gaming is what ends up onboarding people into crypto, because it ultimately is a user experience that is kind of at like the crypto side of it isn't really like there at face value. It's a gaming experience and it's the same as any other, and it really shouldn't say the word crypto or NFT anywhere near it, and you just come in and you get this immersive experience that you love, and then like crypto just happens to be going on in the background, enabling it, allowing the ownership, etc. And I really think that just in the general crypto space as well, you like a proper UI app, like there's just like a savings app where you can even just buy, USDC. I think that would be a game changer, because imagine if you could do that and then just have your savings there, and you can actually earn more yield than you do in your bank account, which earns you like just something that simple. I think would be like the biggest game changer. But I just that doesn't seem to be happening, and I think games especially as we're moving into a digital space, young people are all like very engaged in the digital side. I think gaming can really onboard a lot of people into understanding the utility of crypto for real.
Okay, so simple onboarding is a huge, huge issue in crypto. It does make sense. I just helped onboard somebody recently, and I had to do 4 separate calls with them to help them understand setting up a MetaMask, setting up their hardware wallet, understanding which exchanges they can buy crypto on, how they can transfer it between these different layers. I mean, and this was a very smart, somebody who's worked in the tech industry for the last 20 years. It took me a lot of effort to onboard them. How is a regular person supposed to come in here? So that absolutely makes sense. What are your thoughts on this, Grant? What, like when you see people talking about the tech, remember that? Well, you didn't go to the event itself, but I went to that DeFi event, permissionless. Everybody was like talking about decentralized technology and permissionless insert 7 buzzword chains of blah, blah, blah tech. And I'm like, and then I remember the reaction of Kieran was like, but who the fuck is going to use this? So what are your thoughts on the obsession over tech versus the building of experiences in this industry?
I don't like crypto in that sense, right? I never have. I've said that from day one. The idea of setting up all these accounts, like Vetemor said, I'm in that boat too. And I'm a founder of one of these projects. A lot of it doesn't make sense. It's not functional, and it won't lie. It feels like MySpace, like it's just overdone. Like it's got to be simplified. MetaMask is a step in the right direction, but I mean, there's a couple of comments saying it's just got to be a one-click solution. Our goal was to make Illuvium. You install the game, it's automatically created your wallet for you. That's invisible. If you go into the world and you start collecting things in the free-to-play experience, those NFTs are going into your wallet without you realizing, and then we just hope that we have the ability to just make that function without overcomplicating it. I just don't see a way of anyone coming in from mainstream unless that can happen.
All right, I don't want to bore everybody with us agreeing on this. Obviously, we need great experiences here. So I'm going to kick it over to you here, Sandro, on this next one. So I just Googled top 10 game studios making crypto games, all right? And this was the top article. Let's take a look at the names. Immutable, we love them, friends of the show. But look at the names. Are any of these game companies here, do any of them have a proven track record of creating blockbuster games that bring in millions and millions of players sustained? No. So the question for you, Sandro, and I'm not dunking on all these people. There's actually some good folks here on this list. But the point of sharing that is to say that how are we going to bring in as an industry millions and millions and millions of players, millions of gamers, if nobody making crypto games right now has ever done it before? Sandro, what's the answer?
Yeah, good question. What's the answer? Yeah, wait, I have the key for it. I think the answer is simple. We just need one good game to start the new industry. Now we lost a lot of trust from the people because I think Grant said it, Metaverse, crypto, NFTs, no one wants to hear it anymore. And people are like, I told you so, it's just a bubble, it's all trash. But I think it's only needs one good game to change the industry, like it was in the past with the gaming industry. You talked about this many times, Andrew, how the gaming industry evolved with the years and how the subscription models changed. And
Yes.
everything we need is one good game or one good gaming studio, and then we see a change. When the people are not looking at the token price of a project, but just focus on a good game and people wants to play, and then we see a change. And yeah, this is what it takes, I think.
How do we change that NFT term though? Because the closer we get to having all of our NFT, I hate saying it, right? The amount of work we've put into trying to make our NFTs next level, I've wanted us to earn the right to be able to reframe that as something different. Like, what do you call them if they're not NFTs? Because I don't. It scares me, right? Like if that sticks, I don't know.
But
what do you call it? Artwork?
I don't think we have to change the term. It's just people don't like new stuff. This is a problem. So the most think when they hear NFTs, like NFTs are only some dumb monkey pictures. So they don't understand it's also digital ownership, and an NFT could also be free or cost like $1. And this is why I think gaming gonna lead the whole metaverse space, because gamer understand that, or they will understand that NFTs are not bad in games, and it's better to have NFTs because now everyone gets rugged from the gaming industry. It's crazy, and no one complains. And NFTs are the solution for your ownership. So if you spend money, you will have the digital skin NFT. So I think we really just need one good game. So people enjoy the game, and then NFTs will be also a positive topic with the time.
We've got
in chat right now, we have everybody has their solutions. They're just like, just change the name. We got people saying, a lot of people saying digital collectible. They're saying digital property. They're saying digital asset. We just need to change the name, guys. In my opinion, the name is irrelevant. This is just like, we talked about this on a previous episode. I don't want to rehash it all, but it's just like MP3s. MP3s were something that everybody in the world talked about for 5 years in the early 2000s when the iPod was invented. And then nobody talked about MP3s ever again, unless you're like rendering a podcast or like doing audio production. You just listen to music and songs at that point. And so I think that's what NFTs are. And so I don't think we need to change the term NFT. Nobody cares. We're just going to have art. We're just going to have weapons. We're going to have in-game items. We're going to have vehicles. And that's what we're going to be getting. And they just happen to be NFTs, in my opinion. That's the way
So
that's going to shake out.
Do people stop calling it NFTs? Because people don't say DVDs anymore, and like Blu-rays anymore. It's just gone back to movies.
Yeah, you
right?
just watch a movie, and you don't even say like movie, really. You just say like what you're going to watch. Like my kids don't say, I'm going to watch a movie tonight. They say, I'm going to watch Frozen, or I'm going to watch on Disney Plus, or something like that, right? Like we're like multiple layers past it being a DVD or a whatever.
That's why I hope people just call them Illuvials. That's it. Not an NFT. They're just Illuvials. That's it.
It'll be like, this is an Illuvial, and it's not an NFT. It's just an Illuvial. That's that.
The
And like I don't think they're gonna even need to like learn to feel that way, because like I've been playing FIFA recently, and it's literally an NFT marketplace, but you just don't actually own any of it. It's just a money sink. It's just a gambling money sink, and it's an evil design, but it's great fun. But like,
just like a casino.
it's literally like a casino, but like with no cash out option. And then, but like that, like people are very familiar with having online assets in video games, and I think that's why everyone initially, like, that's what inspired people. Like when the moment they saw crypto gaming, they were like, "Oh, this is a no-brainer." And I think like gamers have had this huge negative reaction to just the term NFT. I think that just over time will disappear when it's just like, that's a game, and that's just how games work. And because we've had so many good games, not crypto games, just games that work this way now, we as the gaming communities just won't accept anything less. But that standard needs to be set by good crypto games that then set the standard for what gaming in general should be.
Well, it requires an immense amount of resources, effort, an all-star team, and creative imagination, as you know, Grant, to create a new, compelling intellectual property that can be that one game. And Illuvium's attempting to do that. But the upfront costs and effort that are required to get there, and Grant knows this better than me, are immense. And so the question I have for you is, and you know where I'm going, is AI going to help reduce those costs in the future so that gaming developers or indie developers or teams can develop games in this space way more cost effectively than having to have talented humans meticulously make 300 rocks for their psychotic boss Grant, or have to make, 6 hero trees or something for some region? Can the AI reduce those costs in the future and make this space more accessible, or make experimental gaming spaces more accessible from a developer standpoint? Half jab, half real question to you, Grant.
That was 90% jab. That's for sure. Okay. Because look, even if there was the world's best AI rock generator, we still wouldn't use it. But we already are using AI in our game. Aaron is utilizing ChatGPT extensively. So is Ben, where we've used Midjourney for the concept phase of things. And it hasn't made it into the final game, but that was originally what people perceived it to be best at, just pre-concept. And all of our concept artists are familiar with it now. I use it to share references for lighting and things like that, because it can do a better job of depicting art-directed lighting scenarios than I ever could by trying to explain it with words. And I see, until there's generalization, though, in the AI space, it's all going to be very not hugely influential. Once an AI comes along that can take what ChatGPT does, what Midjourney can do, what animated AI systems can do, and integrate them into one thing, that's when we'll start seeing some crazy stuff. But right now, even with technology like general transformers, there's nothing out there that can take those AI technologies and generalize them into a larger network. So how long that is away, who knows? But when that happens, then very, very rapidly we'll see like Aaron understands it very well, and he's very scared. He thinks that, we have to do this now, and we have to get Illuvium out now, because eventually AI will overtake everything. So
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, I did jab you, but I wanted to get your take on this because in this space right now with all of us, we're all creative professionals, right? Whether it's making videos or doing live shows or doing audio or creating assets for video games or doing movie trailers or doing whatever it is. We're all creative professionals, basically reconfiguring text, images, and video into experiences for people. So, do you think that, and I want to kick this over to Vetemor, do you as a content creator, do you see things like AI being a rocket fuel for you to be able to create content, or do you see it being a death trap and the killer of the industry of being a creator or influencer? Like, is being an influencer like maybe some extinct concept 10 years from now because of AI? What are your thoughts on that, Vetemor?
I really don't think it will be extinct. I just think it's gonna inspire and just help in the process of creating content. Like the question becomes like, what if there can be like a perfectly rendered video of like an AI literally just explaining everything that like what I would be saying like right now. And I think people like that human touch. It's definitely already useful just for like title ideas, thumbnail ideas, because like getting the perfect title, it can take you like, I don't know, an hour to like really think about all the variations, like check other videos, check things, because like a title is so important in a video on how many like clicks it's actually going to get.
Right.
But then right now you can just ask ChatGPT to give you like 30 different ones with these parameters, and they're just like really good. And it's just, I think it's a time saver for now, and that's what everything online always is. Like everything with technological improvements is just things saving time and freeing up our time for other things. And I just think they're just tools to use. I don't think they're gonna like take over in that way. I think they're there to assist us more than anything else. If you know how to
Sandro,
work with them.
artificial intelligence, tool or Terminator? There's my title.
Yeah, it's good. I think for the next years it will be a tool because it's too chaotic at the moment, and you need people to organize the stuff. So even if you let AI text for you some articles or give you some title ideas and stuff, or creating thumbnails, pictures, if you guys tried it once, you know how the results are at the first stage. And
Not
yeah,
good.
like Vetemor said, I think at the moment it's a time saver, and we will see with the big tech companies how they will use it and how it will change the world again. And yeah, but I think it's scary at the moment. I think it's a bubble, and also people in the crypto space should be they should take care if they want to invest early, because we had the same with Metaverse. Everything is Metaverse now, everything is AI. And ask yourself why you need AI in this blockchain project, because I see many private sales and low market cap project at the moment. Just take care of this guys, and don't invest too much money in this new space. But I think it's going to be scary in the next years once it improves and it's better than people.
That makes sense.
What
So, well, let me. Oh, go ahead, Grant.
Why are you
I was going
laughing?
to say, but I'm laughing because I'm like Vetemor's like, I think it's a tool for now. But what if you took a Boston Dynamics robot, attached a minigun to that thing, gave it lidar sensors, and gave it a mission to go kill a president or something like that? How do you stop it? And then if you can stop one, how do you stop an army of 10,000 drones who have a collective network of vision that would span across an entire city or something like that? Like, I think very quickly it can go to Terminator. Was amazing in that respect because it really does show you how quickly D-Day can happen. And I do feel like it is on the horizon. There will be, whether or not it's the end of humanity, I don't know, but I do think there is something coming where an AI, what if an AI learns how to do the world's most complex hacking, right? There are companies now that are very afraid of AI taking over energy networks. If you turn off the energy to a city, you instantly kill, hundreds of thousands of people, right? Like humanity isn't designed in large cities to survive without fundamental things like that. And you look at some of the stuff ChatGPT can do. It is a time saver, but some of the stuff Aaron couldn't even do before. He's now 10 times more productive when it comes to game design documents and actually it creating the game design. So we're super early and it can already do this stuff. I will be investing in a doomsday bunker at some point. 100%.
Wow. We just went through the spectrum of it's a helpful tool that can help you with YouTube titles to the other end of the spectrum of you're strapping a minigun onto the Boston Dynamics dog and it's blowing away your family. Like, oh
How
my
do you
God.
stop it? How do you stop it? If Spot Mini had a fucking AR assault rifle on it and it entered your home, what do? Do you attack it with a knife or something? Even if you had a gun, is that going to disable it? And like I said, there's people who've trained armies of those Spot robot mini dogs. Like you can take one down, but can you take 100?
Yeah. Anyway, go check out this cute IlluviTars.
Be sure to go to the launch party for Illuvium Beyond.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. So I love your imagination, Grant, and that's why I wanted to bring up AI here because you can imagine multiple steps ahead. Whether it's dark, let's go ahead and look at maybe your light side views on what could happen with AI. So let me give you a hypothetical scenario here. In 10 years from now, maybe we have generalization with AI. We have really robust, modeling tools. We have robust texturing tools. We have robust everything you'd need in a creative toolkit for AI. And it's all integrated into, let's say, in Unreal Engine, just throwing it out there. And let's say you have this robust tool set available to you where AI can create your wildest imagination. In that scenario, we haven't been killed by the robots yet. Grant, you have the Illuvium intellectual property at your sales, and you have these incredible AI tools in front of you to do whatever you want. What do you do with that immense power? What creativity and would you want to unleash using that technology in that scenario?
It's a very good question. Part of me thinks that because I think the whole AI thing is hilarious with ChatGPT, where you can ask one AI to come up with a prompt for another AI like Midjourney. So you sit there and go, what would I do to make the best game possible? But then you think what I would really do is just ask an AI, what are people going to like in the Illuvium world the most? And hope that it comes up with a better idea. Because if robots haven't killed us and we're at that point, that it will do a better job than me, right? I can't collectively process the entire data set of every Illuvium user is positive or negative experience and congest it into one glorious idea. But AI will be able to do that. So and the other thing I think people need to understand the difference is right now there are no games. There's one where they synthesized the entire game. So instead of it being built on a game engine and the AI is making a game engine do stuff, like moving a 3D object through space or animating a character, every pixel is just synthesized. So they did it with Pong, right? So we're 50 years from Pong's invention. I'm wrong on that by give or take 10 years.
Can you define what you mean by synthesize so everybody understands? We're all used to, there's a game engine, people put creative things into the game engine, and then you get to experience those creative things through that game engine. That's the way we experience it now. When you say synthesized, how is that different than the game engine scenario I just mapped out?
Every frame is generated by the AI, right? It's just you go straight to the end result. You've got a bunch of pixels on the screen, and each frame is, so if you're playing Pong and you input with the left arrow on your keyboard, the pixels will change on the screen. Now, typically in a game engine, the code is saying move the game's bat to the left. When it's AI synthesized, the entire game's network is inside of the the AI's network itself, right? So if you click left, it's associating that with how to generate the next frame, not based on a game engine at all.
I see.
It's tricky to explain it, right? But if you think about how far games have come in the last 50 years, synthesizing games, if you can go straight to, like, there's heaps of channels on YouTube that cover the advancements in AI. Like, one of them's called 2-Minute Papers, and it's a guy basically covering all of the minor advancements in the AI industry. And one of the coolest things that has come out was how they took a blockout city and then trained an AI to synthesize what that would look like from like GTA gameplay to being photorealistic. And so you're playing GTA, but then it's resynthesizing each frame to look photoreal. And it just makes you realize that, holy shit,
Interesting.
there's major advancements coming. And that's the scary thing. When you don't need to have 400 people on your team generating assets, because you just say, here's what I want the asset to look like in a still image. And then a generalized AI takes that still image of that asset and can now relight it in any scenario, animate it, move it. That's the robots outside right now.
Yeah, I just muted
AI is
Vetemor. You just had some crazy background noise there, buddy. Cool. So I understand what you're saying. So in this scenario then, help me wrap my head around this, and this will be our last thought for the episode and we'll head out. So in this scenario then, we could potentially in 10 years take the body of work, let's say, that you and the team has put together for Illuvium, hand that over to an AI. I'm oversimplifying. And then let the AI create new experiences using this intellectual property. And it just can synthesize that essentially like magic out of nowhere, basically. Just using that reference material and then render frame by frame the experience that we'll all have. Doesn't need to be on an engine necessarily. It just all happens in the neural network of the AI. Is that a fair summary?
I think so. I mean, when we can do that, anyone can do that. So what's the difference between Illuvium as an IP creating these cool experiences or anyone at home?
Wow. All right. That is mind-blowing. That's a really interesting thought to end this on. Grant, if people want to hear more interesting things from your brain, where can they find you on the internet to hear your thoughts on technology, Illuvium, etc.?
The Illuvium showcase. I think people are waiting for it. We didn't get it on time this week, but 2 days from now, we have an amazing showcase. It's ridiculous.
Also, you can follow this ridiculously interesting Twitter account right here, and there's a link in the description below where Grant is dropping showcase-related items on his Twitter feed. Very cool. Follow Grant there, and you can hear his thoughts on the industry as well. Can't wait to do that next showcase. Really excited about that. Sandro, where can people find you on the internet if they want to follow what you're doing in the crypto space?
Yeah, on YouTube, but it's only German content, guys. Sandro Crypto.
Come
If
on.
you want to learn German, no problem. You can speak German before the Metaverse is here, so there's enough time.
Perfect.
And, yeah.
He's got top 5 videos. I mean, look at this. Look at that YouTube face, man. This guy knows what he's doing. Super Bowl NFTs. Look how shocked you are right there. Shocked. Ooh, ILV is on a rocket ship. Woohoo! Great channel. Also, you have this new Mission Crypto logo up here. What's this Mission Crypto thing you're doing, man?
Yeah, we started the membership program, and it's about crypto and trading. And yeah, doing it with my partners, Steven. I don't know what it is in English. And yeah, it's a cool program, but also in German. It's with over 100 videos, weekly live calls, and community building. And yeah, so people will be safe in the crypto space, and we show how to build a portfolio and stuff, what crypto gaming is, what Illuvium is.
You know,
Okay,
that's
cool.
one of the things that AI can do soon. You know, it'll be able to
Yeah.
translate a channel.
I'm trying my
Yeah.
best for the next 3 months, and then the drones.
No,
Then
but
you're out
yeah,
of a
well,
job.
but how cool would that be? All these previous channels that no one can really understand because of language barriers, just in a click of a button, get automatically
That's what you mean.
translated.
Yeah.
And your video as well. So your lips will change to associate with the English words.
Yeah.
So just bang, instantly you hit an entirely new target market.
Dude, that totally makes sense. And I mean, that doesn't seem like that'd be too hard to do, or that would be that far out.
It already exists. It's just a little bit janky.
Right. It is janky and kind of unbelievable looking, but that's only maybe a few years out from being realistic. I mean, we already have deep fake technology that can, turn anyone into Morgan Freeman or overlay somebody's face on top of them. Vetemor, I would unmute you, but I just tried a moment ago, and it is crazy background noise. Let me try again. Say something.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, it's okay now. Oh, Vetemor, where can people find you on the internet, buddy?
Yeah. So my Twitter link will be in the description of this video.
Perfect. Here it is. It looks like this. He's got Illuvium stuff at the top. He's obviously biased. He loves what we're doing. Vetemor, go follow him. That's the deal. Link in the description below. Guys, this was a great conversation. Thanks for joining me on this episode. I really appreciate it. And audience, I promised you would learn at least 2 technology insights on this episode. I think you got that. And if you didn't, then go ask Grant for your money back. Thanks, guys. I'm going to boot you out and go ahead and end the episode. Really appreciate everybody joining me today on the show. And Grant and I are going to be back for some showcase. Over 120 leaks this man and I are going to go over on this next showcase. It's ridiculous. It's going to break my computer. There's so many leaks. I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
All right, awesome. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next live event, and I'll leave you with some Illuvium soundtrack music to serenade you as we exit the live stream. Adios, everybody. Let's do it. Play that music.